Today, we welcome you to this heartfelt space where memories live on. Together, we'll honor the legends we've recently lost, celebrate their incredible journeys, and hold their legacies close. We'll also talk about WWE icon Charlotte Flair, who continues to inspire millions of fans through his strength, dedication, and never-give-up spirit. Subscribe now and join our supportive family that keeps their stories alive. Blackjack Mulligan, born Robert John Heck on November 25, 1942, carved out a legendary place in professional wrestling during the 1970s and 1980s. Towering at 6 feet 9 inches and weighing over 300 pounds, Mulligan was an imposing figure whose sheer size and presence commanded attention in the ring. But it wasn't just his physical stature that made him memorable. It was his rugged, no-nonsense persona that left fans and opponents alike in awe. He brought a unique combination of toughness, charisma, and skill that helped him stand out in a golden era of wrestling. Mulligan began his wrestling journey in the 1960s, quickly making a name for himself across multiple promotions. He became known for his signature move, the sleeper hold, which he used with devastating effectiveness, often leaving audiences on the edge of their seats. While his singles career was notable, Mulligan was equally celebrated as a tag team competitor. He formed several iconic partnerships over the years, including teaming with his son, Barry Windham, creating one of wrestling's memorable family legacies. He also shared the ring with legends like Ernie Ladd and Greg Valentine, forming teams that combined strength, strategy, and showmanship. Throughout his career, Mulligan captured numerous championships, including the NWA United States Tag Team Championship and the WWF, now WWE World Tag Team Championship. These accolades reflected not just his skill, but also the respect he earned from fans and peers alike. Beyond his achievements inside the ring, Mulligan's influence extended to mentoring the next generation of wrestlers. As a promoter and trainer, he helped shape careers and instilled in young talent the dedication and discipline required to succeed in wrestling. Blackjack Mulligan passed away at the age of 73, leaving behind a legacy that transcended titles and accolades. He is remembered not only for his larger-than-life presence and in-ring prowess, but also for his warmth, guidance, and enduring impact on the wrestling community. Fans and colleagues continue to honor his contributions, ensuring that the story of this wrestling icon lives on as an inspiration to those who follow in his footsteps. Jerry Winston Jarrett, born on September 4, 1942, was much more than a name in professional wrestling. He was a visionary who helped shape the sport into what it is today. Hailing from the heart of the mid-southern United States, Jarrett was a man of relentless drive, whose influence as a promoter, businessman, and wrestler earned him widespread respect. Often called a wrestling genius, he was rightly inducted into the National Wrestling Alliance Hall of Fame in 2009, a fitting tribute to a life dedicated to the squared circle. Jarrett's journey in wrestling began in the 1960s after being trained by two respected figures, Tojo Yamamoto and Sailor Moran. He made his in-ring debut in 1965 and quickly made a name for himself, particularly in tag team competition alongside Yamamoto. Together, they became a dominant force in NWA Mid-America, collecting titles such as the NWA Mid-America Tag Team Championship and the NWA Southern Tag Team Championship. Even in the early years, Jarrett's understanding of the business, both in the ring and behind the scenes, set him apart. In 1977, Jarrett took a bold step that would leave a lasting mark on wrestling. He founded the Continental Wrestling Association, CWA, in Memphis, Tennessee, a promotion that became a cornerstone of the Mid-South wrestling scene. Partnering with the legendary Jerry Lawler, Jarrett helped turn the region into a wrestling hotspot, shaping storylines, cultivating talent, and creating matches that fans would never forget. His vision continued to expand, and in 1989, he merged the CWA with World Class Championship Wrestling to form the United States Wrestling Association, USWA. He later sold his stake to Lawler in 1997, passing the torch but leaving an enduring legacy. Even after officially retiring from in-ring competition in 1988, Jarrett's presence in wrestling never faded. He occasionally returned to the ring in the early 1990s for the USWA and continued to innovate in the business. including co-founding NWA Total Non-Stop Action in 2002 with his son Jeff Jarrett. That same year, he sold his controlling interest to Panda Energy International, demonstrating his lifelong knack for shaping wrestling's future. Jarrett passed away at the age of 80, leaving behind a wrestling world profoundly influenced by his creativity, determination, and passion. He wasn't just a promoter or wrestler, he was a cornerstone of the industry, a mentor, and a true architect of professional wrestling's golden eras. His legacy continues to resonate with fans, wrestlers, and historians alike. Sean O'Haire, born on February 25, 1971, was an American professional wrestler and television personality whose larger-than-life presence left a lasting impression on the wrestling world. Known for his athleticism, charisma, and unique style, O'Haire quickly became a fan favorite during his time in both World Championship Wrestling, and World Wrestling Entertainment. Beyond the ring, he also pursued acting, showcasing his versatility and willingness to explore new challenges. O'Haire's journey into professional wrestling began in the late 1990s when he trained at the WCW Power Plant, a training ground for some of wrestling's most promising talent. His dedication and natural athleticism soon paid off, and in 2000 he made his debut with WCW as part of the tag team The Natural Born Thrillers, alongside Chuck Palumbo. The duo captured the WCW World Tag Team Championship, and O'Haire's mix of agility, strength, and stage presence quickly made him a standout performer. Fans were drawn not only to his in-ring skills, but also to the intensity he brought to every match. When WCW was acquired by WWE, O'Haire transitioned to the company, bringing his distinctive personality and flair with him. His catchphrase, "You're either with me or against me," became a signature of his character, embodying both confidence and intensity. He competed in a variety of storylines and matches, excelling as both a singles and tag team wrestler, and leaving a mark on the WWE roster during his tenure. Outside the wrestling ring, O'Haire pursued acting, appearing in television shows and films, demonstrating his desire to branch out and challenge himself creatively. Despite his professional achievements, he faced personal struggles that affected his life, serving as a reminder of the pressures athletes and entertainers can endure behind the scenes. Tragically, Sean O'Haire passed away at the age of 43, leaving fans and colleagues mourning the loss of a talented and charismatic performer. His contributions to wrestling, from his memorable matches to his unforgettable personality, continue to resonate with fans who remember the energy and dedication he brought to every performance. Sean O'Haire's legacy is one of passion, talent, and a genuine love for entertaining, leaving a lasting imprint on the world of professional wrestling. André the Giant, born André René Roussimoff on May 19, 1946, in Grenoble, France, was a figure whose presence seemed larger than life in every sense. From a young age, André's extraordinary size set him apart. He would eventually grow to an astonishing 7 feet 4 inches and weigh over 500 pounds. His towering stature was the result of acromegaly, a rare hormonal disorder that causes abnormal growth. But it was his personality, not just his size, that made him unforgettable. Known affectionately as the eighth wonder of the world, André captured the imagination of fans worldwide with both his wrestling prowess and his gentle, generous nature. André's journey into professional wrestling began in the early 1960s, and it wasn't long before he became a household name. His career spanned numerous wrestling promotions, including the WWF, now WWE, where he became an integral part of the sport's rise to mainstream fame in the 1980s. André's battles in the ring, particularly his legendary feuds with stars like Hulk Hogan, were as much about storytelling as athleticism. One of the defining moments of his career came at WrestleMania 3 in 1987, when he faced Hogan in front of a record-breaking crowd. The sight of Hogan lifting and slamming André remains one of the most iconic images in wrestling history, symbolizing the drama, spectacle, and emotional power of the sport. Beyond the squared circle, André's charm extended to the silver screen. He is perhaps best remembered for his role as Fezzik in The Princess Bride, 1987, where his gentle humor and warmth made him endearing to audiences of all ages. Despite his immense size, André was known for his kindness, often taking time to connect with fans and support fellow wrestlers, a testament to his gracious and humble spirit. Tragically, André passed away at the age of 46, leaving a void in the world of professional wrestling and beyond. Yet his legacy continues to inspire. Through his unforgettable matches, his cinematic performances, and the simple kindness that endeared him to so many, André the Giant remains a true icon. A reminder that sometimes the largest hearts come in the biggest packages. Big Titan, born on January 16, 1970, carved a remarkable path in the world of professional wrestling, leaving a legacy that continues to resonate with fans around the globe. From a young age, it was clear that his towering presence and athletic abilities set him apart. Standing out not just for his size but for his agility and skill in the ring, Big Titan quickly captured the attention of wrestling audiences, becoming a fan favorite wherever he performed. His matches were a testament to his versatility. He could dominate with sheer power, yet move with a surprising grace that few of his peers could match. What truly made Big Titan unforgettable wasn't just his in-ring talent, but his understanding of the storytelling aspect of wrestling. He had an innate ability to read the crowd, knowing when to intensify a moment and when to draw fans in with suspense. Signature moves became iconic, and his larger-than-life persona made every appearance feel electric. Whether he was playing the hero or the formidable antagonist, Big Titan had a way of connecting with audiences that transcended the scripted nature of the sport. Beyond the spotlight, Big Titan's humanity shone just as brightly. Known for his warmth and generosity, he frequently took part in charity events and community outreach programs, using his platform to inspire young fans and budding wrestlers alike. He believed in giving back, often mentoring those who looked up to him and showing that success in wrestling came hand in hand with responsibility and compassion. Fans and colleagues remember him not only for his athletic achievements, but for his humility and kindness off the mat. Tragically, Big Titan passed away on September 20th, 2019, leaving a void in the wrestling community. Yet his influence lives on, in the matches that continue to be celebrated, in the countless wrestlers he inspired, and in the memories of fans who were captivated by his energy, talent, and heart. Big Titan was more than just a wrestler. He was a symbol of dedication, passion, and the enduring impact one person can have on a sport and its community. Even years later, he remains a true titan in professional wrestling history. Ashley Elizabeth Flair, widely recognized by her ring name Charlotte Flair, entered the world on April 5, 1986, in Charlotte, North Carolina, carrying a name already steeped in wrestling history. As the daughter of the legendary Ric Flair, a man whose charisma, technical skill, and larger-than-life persona defined an era, Charlotte's life seemed predestined to revolve around the squared circle. Yet from her earliest days, it was clear that her journey would be uniquely her own. Growing up, Charlotte experienced a childhood that was a mix of privilege and pressure. On one hand, she had access to the very best training, exposure to the intricacies of the wrestling business, and the opportunity to learn directly from a living legend. On the other hand, she inherited a legacy that was both inspiring and burdensome. Ric Flair's fame, while opening doors, set an almost impossible benchmark for Charlotte to meet. She was acutely aware that every achievement would be compared to her father's, and every misstep might be scrutinized not merely as her own, but as a reflection of the Flair name. Charlotte excelled in athletics from a young age, displaying a natural combination of agility, coordination, and physical strength that suggested she was not merely relying on her lineage, but possessed genuine talent. Yet the pressure to prove herself as more than Ric Flair's daughter lingered, shaping her determination, focus, and drive to carve her own identity in a world that had already written part of her story before she even stepped into the ring. The road to wrestling, from determination to debut. Charlotte Flair's path into professional wrestling was deliberate and studious. While many children of famous athletes assume a natural pathway to fame, Charlotte approached her career with meticulous preparation. She trained extensively, learning the nuances of in-ring psychology, athletic conditioning, and character development. Her early days in the wrestling circuit were a period of proving herself, not only to fans but to critics who questioned whether she had earned her place or simply benefited from nepotism. Charlotte's debut in WWE's developmental territories showcased a wrestler who was more than a familiar surname. Her presence in the ring was commanding, blending technical prowess with a natural flair for storytelling, making each match feel significant. It was during this period that Charlotte began to establish the persona that fans would come to admire: disciplined, fiercely competitive, and unapologetically ambitious. She demonstrated an uncanny ability to perform under pressure, a trait that would become essential in her later career as the WWE spotlight intensified and the expectations on her grew exponentially. Breaking through early WWE success and milestones. Charlotte's arrival on WWE's main roster marked the beginning of a meteoric rise that quickly positioned her among the company's top female talent. From her very first appearances, it was clear that Charlotte was capable of handling the weight of major storylines and championship pursuits. Her athleticism and in-ring intelligence allowed her to compete at the highest levels, earning her multiple titles and historic accolades. Charlotte became a multi-time Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, and NXT Women's Champion, solidifying her reputation as a dominant and versatile competitor. Her matches often made history, such as the first ever Women's Hell in a Cell bout and the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble, breaking barriers in a traditionally male-dominated arena and cementing her role as a central figure in WWE's women's evolution. Beyond championship victories, Charlotte's impact was felt in her ability to elevate her peers, bringing out the best in every opponent while delivering performances that were technically impressive and emotionally resonant. Her dedication to maintaining a high standard for women's wrestling inspired a generation of athletes and set a benchmark for professionalism and athletic excellence in WWE. Health challenges and the physical toll. While Charlotte Flair's career is often celebrated for her strength, stamina, and in-ring accomplishments, it is important to acknowledge the physical and mental toll that professional wrestling has had on her. The grueling schedule, frequent travel, and physical intensity of matches contribute to the cumulative wear on her body. Over the years, Charlotte has battled a series of injuries, ranging from minor sprains and strains to more serious setbacks that required recovery time and careful rehabilitation. These physical challenges, while not always publicized in detail, have occasionally impacted her ability to perform at 100%. Beyond the physical injuries, Charlotte has faced the emotional and mental pressure associated with being a top-tier talent. The constant expectation to perform flawlessly, maintain a marketable image, and uphold the legacy of the Flair name creates a stress that is both unique and relentless. There have been moments when fans and media speculated about the impact of these pressures on her mental well-being, though Charlotte has consistently shown resilience, addressing challenges privately and demonstrating remarkable focus and determination in her return to the ring. Her ability to overcome injuries, adapt her style when necessary, and continue performing at an elite level speaks to her professionalism and personal fortitude. The return to WWE and continued dominance. After a brief hiatus, Charlotte Flair returned to WWE to a wave of fan excitement, reaffirming her place at the pinnacle of the women's division. Her return demonstrated not only her enduring popularity, but also her ability to reinvent herself, blending experience with a fresh approach to storylines and in-ring performance. One of her most significant recent accomplishments was winning the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble, a victory that earned her a marquee title match at WrestleMania 41 against reigning champion Tiffany Stratton. This milestone highlighted Charlotte's enduring relevance in an ever-evolving wrestling landscape as new talent constantly enters the roster. The Royal Rumble victory served as both a testament to her skill and a symbol of her perseverance, showing that even in a competitive era with emerging stars, Charlotte remains a dominant force. Her work ethic, discipline, and ability to connect with audiences ensure that she continues to deliver memorable performances while maintaining her status as a top-tier WWE superstar. Personal life and relationships. Charlotte Flair's personal life, much like her career, has been highly publicized and subject to scrutiny. She has experienced multiple marriages, each drawing attention due to her prominence in the wrestling world. Her most recent marriage to professional wrestler Manuel Alfonso Andrade Oropesa, known in the wrestling world as Andrade, lasted from 2022 to 2024. This union, often described as a high-profile partnership within the wrestling community, attracted considerable media and fan interest. Prior to Andrade, Charlotte was married to Tom Latimer, another wrestler, from 2013 to 2015, and her first marriage was to Ricky Johnson from 2010 to 2012-2013. These relationships, while deeply personal, were inevitably examined through the lens of public scrutiny, with fans and media speculating on the impact of her personal life on her career. Despite these challenges, Charlotte has maintained that her professional trajectory is guided by her passion for wrestling and her commitment to her craft. Nevertheless, the intersection of personal and professional pressures adds complexity to her public image, shaping how audiences perceive her both inside and outside the ring. Financial pressures and career management. In addition to the physical and emotional challenges, Charlotte Flair, like many athletes in professional wrestling, has navigated financial pressures and the responsibility of career management. Being a top-tier talent in WWE entails significant expectations, including the need to consistently deliver high-quality performances, manage travel demands, and maintain marketability. While Charlotte's success has brought considerable financial rewards, it also comes with obligations and decisions that affect long-term stability. Contract negotiations, endorsements, and investments all play a role in how a professional wrestler maintains financial security, and the pressure to balance these aspects while remaining competitive in the ring can be substantial. Moreover, the competitive nature of WWE's roster means that even established stars must continually prove their value, adapt to evolving storylines, and maintain a connection with audiences to ensure ongoing relevance and financial opportunity. Charlotte's ability to navigate this landscape highlights her strategic approach to both her career and personal development, ensuring that her success is sustainable despite the inherent uncertainties of professional wrestling. Rumors, criticism, and public perception. Charlotte Flair's career has been accompanied by persistent rumors and criticism, much of which stems from her familial legacy. A recurring narrative suggests that her achievements were facilitated by her father's influence, casting doubt in some quarters about the authenticity of her rise. While Ric Flair's status undoubtedly provided opportunities, Charlotte has consistently demonstrated the talent, discipline, and resilience required to achieve and maintain her position independently. Despite her accomplishments, these whispers about nepotism persist, reflecting a broader skepticism that high-profile athletes often encounter when they come from renowned families. Beyond legacy-related criticism, Charlotte has also faced rumors regarding favoritism within WWE, with some suggesting that management strategically positioned her at the top while other talented wrestlers were sidelined. These narratives, while often unverified, create a layer of external pressure that Charlotte must navigate alongside the physical and emotional demands of her profession. Her continued success in the face of such scrutiny underscores her determination and ability to rise above external noise, focusing instead on her craft and her goals within WWE. The pressure of perfection. As one of WWE's most prominent female superstars, Charlotte Flair exists under an intense microscope. The expectations placed upon her are not limited to in-ring performance, but extend to her appearance, public persona, and the consistent delivery of compelling storylines. This pressure to maintain perfection, both perceived and real, is a recurring challenge for elite performers. Every match, promo, and public appearance is dissected by fans, critics, and the wrestling media, amplifying the stakes and creating a sense of constant evaluation. Charlotte has acknowledged the weight of these expectations, often reflecting on the importance of mental resilience, focus, and self-care. Balancing the demand for excellence with the realities of human imperfection is a recurring theme in her career, one that she navigates with grace, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to her profession. This pressure, while formidable, has also contributed to Charlotte's growth as a performer, pushing her to continually refine her skills and evolve as a storyteller within the ring. The intersection of personal challenges and career. Charlotte's personal challenges, including her divorces and high-profile relationships, intersect with her professional life in ways that are both unavoidable and deeply human. While she has maintained that her personal experiences do not define her career, public perception often blends the two, creating a narrative where fans and critics speculate on the impact of emotional and relational changes. Her marriage and subsequent divorce from André, in particular, attracted considerable attention, with discussions ranging from personal dynamics to potential influences on her performance. Charlotte's ability to compartmentalize, manage public scrutiny, and maintain her professional focus speaks to her resilience and maturity. It also highlights the broader challenges faced by professional athletes whose personal lives are highly visible, underscoring the human dimension behind the spectacle of sports entertainment. Shaping the women's division beyond individual accomplishments, Charlotte Flair has played a pivotal role in shaping WWE's women's division. Her participation in groundbreaking matches, including the first-ever women's Hell in a Cell and Royal Rumble events, elevated the visibility and legitimacy of women's wrestling. By consistently delivering high-caliber performances, Charlotte has not only cemented her own legacy, but also helped pave the way for younger talent to gain recognition and opportunities. Her influence extends beyond championship belts and match statistics. It is felt in the empowerment of female wrestlers, the evolution of storytelling, and the expansion of audience expectations. Charlotte's presence has encouraged a culture where women's wrestling is treated with the same seriousness and reverence traditionally reserved for male competitors, creating a lasting impact on the industry as a whole. Legacy, resilience, and the path forward. Charlotte Flair's career, while already storied, continues to evolve as she faces new challenges, both personal and professional. Her resilience in the face of injury, criticism, and public scrutiny has solidified her status as one of WWE's most accomplished superstars. The upcoming title match at WrestleMania 41 represents more than a championship opportunity. It symbolizes Charlotte's enduring commitment to her craft and her ability to thrive amidst pressure and expectation. Despite rumors, speculation, and the complex interplay of personal and professional dynamics, Charlotte's trajectory demonstrates a rare combination of talent, determination, and adaptability. She has navigated the highs and lows of a demanding career while maintaining a clear vision for her future, proving that her legacy is defined not by her surname, but by her relentless pursuit of excellence. As she continues to compete, Charlotte Flair remains a formidable force, a symbol of perseverance, and a touchstone for the evolution of women's wrestling in the modern era. Final reflections. Charlotte Flair as a human and icon. In the broader narrative of professional wrestling, Charlotte Flair occupies a unique space, bridging the history of her father's legendary career with the modern evolution of the sport. She embodies the complexity of a superstar who is simultaneously celebrated for her achievements, scrutinized for her choices, and admired for her resilience. Charlotte's story is not merely one of championships and victories. It is also a story of navigating human challenges, enduring the physical and emotional demands of a high-profile career, and consistently striving to define her own path. Her journey reflects the multifaceted nature of being a public figure in an industry that blends athleticism, entertainment, and personal storytelling. In every match, every storyline, and every public appearance, Charlotte Flair continues to demonstrate the qualities that have defined her career: courage, skill, determination, and a relentless commitment to excellence. As she moves forward, the legacy she shapes will not only honor the Flair name, but also inspire future generations of athletes and performers to pursue greatness with integrity, resilience, and heart.